What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you are doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I genuinely do appreciate it. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see my niece's Race for Life for Cancer Research UK. So if you can, I know a lot of you have done already, but I'm going to keep pushing it until the race is done. But if you can, please give generously. Really supportive of you so far, so really do appreciate that. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure that your notifications are turned on to the channel, that you're commenting, liking, hyping, all of that good stuff as well. If you are listening to the audio version of this, either on Apple or on Spotify, just make sure that you're giving it a like for me. And also as well, please make sure that you are following on both of those channels. So today, what I wanted to do is give you a little bit of a deeper dive in terms of profile into who Zion Suzuki is, particularly because it does seem to be hotting up in terms of with him at the moment, specifically as far as Leeds United are concerned. It's gotten to the stage now where absolutely out there sites have started saying that personal terms have been agreed and that a deal's almost there and all of that kind of stuff. What I would say is take those with an extreme pinch of salt. They're not accurate at all. It's just information. That's all that it is. It's for trying to gain clicks, which is what it always does. So a lot of people were going, is this legitimate? Is this legitimate? And it's like, no, it really isn't. Just because somebody might have 30,000 or 60,000 followers, you've got to see who follows them and then have a look through what they're actually putting out there as well. And that should give you an indication as to whether or not they're credible and all of that kind of stuff. So just be wary of false prophets. That's all that I'm going to say on that situation. So what I wanted to do in the usual kind of style is just, like I said, break down who he is as a player. Because whilst we've seen a little bit of him at the World Cup and we know a little bit about him at Parma, we don't really understand who he is as a person. So what I wanted to do was go through all of that and just give you as much information as is humanly possible. So what we're going to do, I've got the usual bits and pieces that are on there, and let's jump straight into it, guys. So we are Leeds United, as the royal we, I should say. We're in the market for a new keeper. I don't think that's under any suspicion. All of the relevant people have told us that that is. One name that is coming up on a regular basis and being asked about is Zion Suzuki. He is a goalkeeper who's gone from turning down Manchester United to starring in Serie A to becoming Japan's first choice goalkeeper. And now, according to some of Italy's biggest transfer journalists, Leeds United are prepared to spend more than 30 million euros to bring him to Ellen Road. But who actually is Zion Suzuki? What makes him so highly rated? Would he really be worth a club record fee for a goalkeeper? And perhaps most importantly, would he suit Daniel Farke's Leeds United? Let's jump on this. So looking at it straight away, the person profile of it, one of the reasons Suzuki has become such an interesting player is because his story is unlike almost any other goalkeeper in world football. Suzuki was born on the 21st of August 2002 in Newark, New Jersey, in the United States. His father is Ghanaian, his mother is Japanese. So if you want to understand why he's playing for Japan, there's your answer, boys and girls. When he was still very young, the family relocated to Japan, where he grew up in Saitama, eventually joining the famous Urawa Red Diamonds Academy. Even his name has a story. His parents named him after Mount Zion, giving him one of the most recognisable names in football. Standing at around 1.9 metres, 6'3", he has always possessed the athletic profile clubs look for in a modern goalkeeper. But despite his size, what surprises coaches most is how quick he is across the ground. He's explosive, he's flexible, he's comfortable with the ball, and incredibly calm under pressure. Former coaches have regularly praised his mentality more than anything else. He's never looked rushed, never seems overwhelmed, even playing in front of 60,000 supporters. That calmness is something Leeds supporters will appreciate after the roller coaster we've experienced between the sticks over the last few seasons. I don't need to name any names there. We know exactly what we're talking about. So, the Manchester United story. Most people first heard about Suzuki because of Manchester United. Back in 2023, Erik ten Hag wanted him as competition for Andre Onana. United made their move, but Suzuki actually turned them down. Not because he didn't like Manchester United, not because he didn't want the Premier League, because he believed he wasn't ready. Instead of sitting on the bench at Old Trafford, he chose to play regular football. That decision tells you a lot about the player and his personality. He prioritised development over reputation. Looking back, absolutely the right choice. Going into his club career, so Urawa Red Diamonds, Suzuki came through, and I'm sorry because I'm probably butchering that name. Suzuki came through arguably Japan's biggest academy. He made his first team breakthrough as a teenager. Despite limited appearances, he quickly established himself as one of Asia's best young goalkeeping prospects. During his time there, he won the AFC Champions League, giving him experience of high-pressure, knockout football before turning 21. Sint-Truiden. The next step took him to Belgium. On loan with Sint-Truiden. This was the season that really accelerated his career. Week after week, he played against experienced European forwards. He adapted quickly, improved with crosses, improved his positioning, improved with ball at his feet. Belgium has become an outstanding stepping stone for young, talented professionals, and Suzuki was another success story. Parma. The move that really announced him in Europe. Parma weren't signing potential anymore, they were signing their future number one. And Suzuki has rewarded that faith. Playing in one of Europe's most tactical leagues has transformed him into one of Serie A's standout young goalkeepers. And I think Parma are also resigned to the fact that they are going to lose in this summer, so much so that they have brought in another keeper. So, let's have a quick chat about his playing style. So what kind of goalkeeper are Leeds actually looking at? I describe Suzuki as the complete modern goalkeeper. Firstly, shot stopping, this is elite. His reactions are lightning quick, he stays big, rarely commits himself early, and he is excellent one-on-one. Distribution, perhaps his biggest strength, and this will be one of the biggest advantages when it comes to working with Farke. He's comfortable with either foot, he's happy receiving under pressure, and he can play short. He can clip passes into midfield, can launch accurate diagonals, exactly the type of goalkeeper Farke likes, as I just said. Sweeper keeper, this, again, is massive. Suzuki plays high, very high. He's aggressive coming off his line, he'll sweep behind the defence. With Leeds often playing a high line, it's a massive, perfect fit for me. Commanding the box, he's strong physically, dominant on crosses, excellent timing. He's also still improving, but already far ahead of many goalkeepers his age. His improvement areas, especially considering that he's just 23, he's never ever going to be perfect at all. Sometimes he can overplay. There have been occasions where confidence on the ball has almost become overconfidence. Decision making on long range passing can still improve. Communication in a new league will naturally take time, but these are the coachable areas. The raw ability is there with him, in my opinion. Why would we want him? This is where everything starts to make sense. Farke wants goalkeepers who don't simply save shots. He wants them to begin attacks, build possession, invite pressure, beat the press, and Suzuki ticks every box with that. He's young enough to improve, experienced enough to start immediately, international goalkeeper, high resale value, Premier League ready physically. He's almost a textbook 49ers signing. In terms of from a links point of view and where this all came from, where it started in terms of last night, it got, and by last night I mean Tuesday evening, and a little bit this morning, but the stuff this morning, as I said, was absolutely ridiculous information that was coming through. It's multiple respected reporters in Italy all pointing in the same direction. You've got Gianluigi Longari. He was the first to increase excitement. He reported that Leeds are trying to close the deal. He added that Leeds are willing to go beyond the 30 million euros, including bonuses, believing they've built an advantage over rival clubs. Gianluca Di Marzio. When Di Marzio speaks, people listen. He describes Suzuki as the most concrete option for Leeds United. That's significant because Di Marzio is usually cautious, very, very cautious with his wording. Daniel Longo, he's also reported that we are pressing hard and that negotiations are underway. He's also mentioned the fact that Villa do remain interested. That does mean that we could face genuine competition for him. Alfredo Padula. Padula has consistently maintained that Suzuki has been at the top of Leeds' shortlist for some time. He believes the interest is genuine rather than speculative. Again, that's another respected Italian voice saying the same thing. You've also got Fabrizio Romano. He hasn't done the here we go rubbish that he normally does, but he has confirmed that initial contacts have taken place and that Leeds are considering whether to formalise their interest after Suzuki's international commitments. It's important, though, that we do balance the excitement with that. Sky Sports' Zinny Boswell has suggested Suzuki is a goalkeeper Leeds admire, but said the club were not yet actively pushing to complete the transfer while waiting for clarity around Carl Darlow's future. That doesn't kill the story. It simply suggests that the timing matters. Graham Smith has also said the same thing as well, that it is somebody that they're interested in, but they haven't taken it forward yet. There's also the other in-the-know people, if you want to call them that, the ITKs, that are saying that our first port of contact is Trafford. But when you look at it, Trafford would cost a significantly higher amount of money than what Suzuki would in terms of where it actually is. From a contract point of view, Suzuki signed for Parma in 2024. His current deal runs out in 2029, which means that Parma are in a very strong negotiating position. There is also widespread reporting of a release clause of around 40 million euros, although many reports suggest Parma could negotiate around 30 million euro plus bonuses. From a market value point of view, his transfer market valuation currently stands at around 20 million euros. However, market value isn't selling price. With several Premier League clubs interested, Parma reportedly want closer to 30 million euros. That premium reflects age, potential, international pedigree, and the scarcity of elite young goalkeepers. Would he fit at Leeds? Personally, for me, yes, I think he would, very much so. If Leeds want someone who can simply replace Elan Meslier, there are cheaper options. If Leeds want someone who could become their goalkeeper for the next 8 years, this makes much more sense. He's young, already proven in a top European league, international quality, excellent with his feet, mentally strong, and exactly the profile modern Premier League clubs spend big money on. So for me, it's important that you look into all of that. And, you know, from my point of view, I've spent the day doing a bit of research on him. Obviously, I've built the script for today and talking about him just so you can get a bit more familiar with him. But I really like what I read, what I've read, what I've seen, what I've looked at. I've liked what I've seen of him at the World Cup, all of that good stuff. I do think he would be a very, very good option for Leeds United. He's got an incredible story. He's got remarkable mentality, all the attributes potentially to become one of the Premier League's top number ones. Like I mentioned earlier on, the reports that are coming out of Italy are encouraging. Although, as we always say, it's worth remembering nothing is agreed just yet. We do admire the player, that's Leeds United, again using the royal we, and multiple respected journalists believe there's genuine interest. But until clubs reach an agreement, and it comes from verified sources, this remains one to watch rather than one to celebrate at this moment in time. So just be careful of things that you read online, where you take that information from and how you put that information and how you sort of distill that information. It's important to read and fact check and all of that kind of good stuff. So more importantly, what I think doesn't really matter. I can just give you the information. I want to know what you think about Zion Suzuki now that you've got a little bit more information. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your concerns are, how you feel about it all as a potential coming in. I know the price tag is super, super high, but one of the ways that I was thinking about, and I've mentioned this previously, is if you factor in the money that we've gotten for Pascal Struijk, the money that we're potentially going to get for when we sell Pirro, if Nonto decides that he's going to go as well, if we bring those players in, that brings the valuation down massively in terms of the initial outlay for the player, which makes it much more palatable, in my opinion, as an opportunity for us. Like I said, I really, really like the player. I really rate him. I like everything about him so far. But again, that's just my personal opinion. You guys might think completely differently, and that's absolutely fine. If you've enjoyed the video today, please like it for me. Make sure you're commenting. If you haven't done so already, because I've checked on my analyticals, 60% of you aren't subscribed that watch this. Just hit the subscribe button for me. I'm really trying to grow the channel through, and you guys have been wicked on all of my videos recently, so I genuinely do appreciate that. Let me know if you like this style of video as well. This is something that I'm trying to, again, just changing up little bits and pieces, so trying to do more to do with player profiles and stuff and things like that, rather than it just being just sort of transfer information. I think it's important to get to know these players and learn a little bit more about them. Like I said, just going to do it for this one. Please take care of each other. Most importantly, you've got to take care of yourself. That's really key, particularly in this day and age. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've stuck to the end of this, you're an absolute legend, and I love you dearly. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Cheers.